Hello and welcome to another episode of Roach Koach, the Nu-Metal Podcast you deserve. My name is Lorin Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt and Oz.
Keep it rolling, baby.
Creating a Nu-Metal Canon, one album at a time. Matt, somehow, some way, we have the conclusion, we didn't realize this, the conclusion of an unofficial trilogy. Did you know this?
Well, we do talk, so I did know this, but I'm going to pretend that I didn't. What?
That's right, Matt. It's the conclusion of the 2016 trilogy. We've done three 2016 albums completely. This was not planned. Not planned. We knew we were going to do gore, and that was it. And then Jenny was like, hey, I'm down to do Korn. When can you guys fit it in? We did Korn with her, and then we had Islander lined up, all records from 2016. And we're closing
next
it out with
week, Life of Pablo.
That's right. Yeah, right. Let's get into them weeds. Yeah, we are talking about Islander. We're talking about their second album, Power Under Control. I have a physical copy here, Matt.
Oh, I know you do.
I have a physical copy here. I did not pick it up on day of release, but I did pick it up very soon after it was released. You might be asking the question, Lauren, Matt, when did Power Under Control come out?
When did it come out?
This is a great cue, and I should have the answer in front of you, but that is right. The Wikipedia page for this album is gone.
What?
So when you click it on the Islander wiki, it just takes you back to the top of their wiki. It just takes you on a loop. You're just on a perpetual loop forever.
Huh.
Yeah. Now, according to the internet, it came out August 5th, 2016.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes. As I said, this was, the other records we've done from 2016, Deftones Gore, Korn, Serenity of Suffering. All three of these albums, Matt, were on my personal best of the year list that I made on my blog at the time. And crazy enough, this album ranked highest. It came in at 6. For comparison's sake, Korn was at 10, Deftones at 19.
Wow.
I can say that having listened to all three of these albums over the past 6-8 weeks, I'm a little surprised that I was that wild for this album, because I did spend a good chunk of time with this record doing notes. I can say that my feelings have changed a little bit on this record.
Okay.
I don't hate it, but I feel a little different about it.
Yeah. You had the buzz of the new, as it were.
I did, Matt. Matt, what's your history with Islander?
Well, Coconut Dracula is just such an amazing song to play for people for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is probably my favorite. Like, you've got to fucking hear this song that I've had in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there's so much good in that song, but then when it just kind of cuts out for the first time and it goes, a Coconut Dracula. It is. And then you see people's faces when I'm like, yeah, he did say Coconut Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Truly a peak life experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to have it done to me, and I've been able to do it to other people.
Yes.
And I think that if you're going to have an experience with a band, that's a pretty good one to have. I liked that record that we did on the show all them years ago.
Many years ago. I
gotta say, it's at least 6 years at this
I think
point.
it was. Violence and Destruction did come out in 2014. So this record was just a short couple years later. It was their final record on Victory Records, a record label without controversy. Everybody loves being on Victory. There's never any problems being on Victory. You sign to Victory and then you just take a nap because there's nothing to worry about.
Just ask Earth Crisis.
Just ask them. Since then, they've released 2 more records. It's Not Easy Being Human in 2022 and Grammy nominated in 2024. This band has gone through a number of lineup changes. I can say that I saw them open for POD and Nonpoint.
Oh,
And
okay.
I want to say 2018. I want to say
Okay.
so, just a couple years after this, and it was a completely different lineup.
You could tell me
Yeah.
yesterday, and I would believe you because Road Dogs.
Road Dogs, 100% Road Dogs. These guys are 100% Road Dogs. The lineup on this record: Mikey Caraval on vocals, J.R. Barisis on guitar, Aaron Ilge on drums, and Zeke Vasquez on bass. I feel very confident that I got everyone's names mispronounced on that one, and that's
Hey,
okay.
man, you're not their family.
I'm not their family. I'm not their family. This record was engineered, produced, and mixed by Cameron Webb, who also worked on Violence and Destruction. Now, why the change in lineup? This is the question. Mikey's been asked this in interviews. I just went into Google and said, why does everyone keep quitting Islander, to see what I could find. The best I could find is that it's just apparently the initial guys left from the initial lineup because there was a conflict of interest that couldn't be resolved. That was like a Facebook post. The lineup on this album, all these guys left after a year, basically saying that some members had families and determined it was no longer financially feasible to tour. Apparently, there was financial pressures that they were touring could be very difficult and require members to sometimes sleep in a van at night. But at the same time, they said everybody was cool. There was no problem. Everybody was happy.
So the conflicting takes.
Yeah. Now, one of the guys, he was also a drummer in Avenged Sevenfold. And I guess they interviewed an Avenged Sevenfold guy and asked him what the story was. And he said that he was already financially secure and didn't need to be in another band. Interesting. And then Barris had been in Love and Death with Head from Korn and had joined Islander, and then he went back to Love and Death. That's what the internet's telling me. I can say since then, the lineup has largely remained unchanged. Mikey's still on vocals, Eric Shea on guitars, Chris Caraval, Mikey's brother, on keyboards and bass. And then they've had a number of touring drummers, fill-in drummers. So there you go. This is, I want to say, a really great album cover. This purple skull with the white background. This is how it's done, Matt. This is how it's done. I got no questions on what's going on here. Also, I look at this and I was like, print up the merch. Print up the merch. I'd wear this. Purple skull. It's clean. It's clean. That's right.
Yeah, very clean.
Yeah.
The aesthetic on it is like stark contrast. Great font on the Islander.
Yeah. Inside the liner notes, we have all the lyrics, fairly easy to read, which I appreciate. There's also a picture of the band here. You can see them there. They're looking appropriately nu-metal. We got some dreads. We've got, I would say the flannel maybe not so nu-metal, but it is also 2016. So I will say though that Mikey has, frankly, one of the worst haircuts. I don't understand his haircut here that he was doing in this time period. It's like half his head is dreads, but it's always hanging, but it always looks like he always has to brush it out of his face. That has to be irritating. I mean, I don't believe he has that haircut anymore. I believe that haircut is past. And I gotta say that this is one of those situations where I didn't really dig too much into these lyrics at the time. And now that I've spent some time with these lyrics, this is a pretty religious record.
All right.
And you might need to go to the boards, you guys. Also, I clearly didn't read the thank yous because Mikey starts off his thank yous by saying, Jesus Christ for being constant in this ever-changing world. JR thanks God. Despite when everything seems like it's crashing down, you're nowhere to be found. You're actually the closest you've ever been. Thank you for continually looking after me through every situation I encounter in my life. I can't imagine what you have planned next. Man, it was right there in front of me the whole time.
You were rocking and a bopping, and you didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know. They do thank everyone at Monster Energy. They also
You gotta thank everybody at Monster
they
Energy.
they thank Bam Margera.
Oh, sweet.
They also thank Jesse Camp.
Strange pull.
Strange pull, but I say if you run into Jesse Camp and he gives you an attaboy, the least you can do is throw him a thank you in your liner notes. It's the least you can do.
Jesse Camp has come up a few times on this show. You've listened to that Jesse record, right?
Matt, I gotta confess, I've never listened to it. I remember when it came out. I remember that it seemed like it was going to be really bad. I remember that they played the single like once or twice on TRL.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this seems like very bad music. And then I never listened to it. And, then it was gone. I mean, that was the thing. There is stuff that lingers, but that was the beautiful thing about the pre-streaming era that people got to remember was a bad album would come out and then it would be gone. You know what I mean? Like, think about all of the streaming people who, or like not even streaming, just think of all the various people that were like sort of memes, but it's pre-meme era, viral people, Tay Sande, William Hung, people like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about them is that they had like a real limited like window. Like we saw them, but we knew we wouldn't be seeing them.
Yeah.
And nowadays, people just stick around forever. You know what I mean? They stick around way too long. Tay Sande, he was there, he chocolate rained us, and he was gone. He was out. Jesse Camp, he came in, he had his bad record, got a week of play, gone. It wasn't still lingering around, wasn't still hanging around. But that's the thing. Nowadays, if it happened, you get Chocolate Rain today, we're still going to be hearing about Chocolate Rain for 2 fucking years. We're going to have reassessments of Chocolate Rain. Chocolate Rain, actually, but for a moment.
Actually, I have seen a reassessment of Chocolate Rain.
Oh,
but,
shit. Well,
but to your point, like, and I think it was monoculture is a huge part of it. Not having streaming is the other part of it. It's like I put the label put all the money in thinking that like MTV VJ winner, he's doing something totally crazy and he's got all the old rockers being like, yeah, he's doing a New York Dolls thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes out and it's like, who the fuck is this for in 1998, 99? Who is this for?
Nobody.
Nobody. And then they were like, well, see you later, Jesse.
And that was it.
Yep. He just disappeared into the ether.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because here's the thing. Nowadays, think about this. We're like in a second round of Rebecca Black right now. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I see her Boiler Room set? Of course I did.
Well, of course. Same. I watched it too.
Hey, when you want to see guys do poppers, watch Rebecca Black or the Charlie XCX one.
Yeah. Listen, if you want to see boys enjoying other boys, having some poppers, having some fun, then yeah, you watch the Rebecca Black Boiler Room. It's just what you do.
This is what you do.
It's what you do. I will say that
they're really breathing into their hands a lot.
I mean, I got to say, it's one of those things where it's like, guys, just do it. Like, we know. It's not like your mom's watching the Rebecca Black Boiler Room, okay?
She's watching that Rebecca Black Boiler Room, and were you doing poppers?
Were you doing a little pop-pop? Yeah. I will say, in Rebecca Black's defense, that her rip-off Charlie XCX music is not bad.
It's great.
Yeah. I will say.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to rip anybody off, please rip off Charlie, because the hyperpop sound is a sound I like.
I'm in for it.
If you're like, oh, my touchstones are Taylor Swift, I'm like, well, then that's for somebody else.
That's for somebody else. Yeah. Well, listen. Some of us get Rebecca Black and some of us get Gracie Abrams, and never the two shall meet.
And never the twain shall meet.
That's right. Anyway, we're talking about Islander.
Wolf on that Gracie Abrams. Hey, welcome to the Nu-Metal Podcast.
Anyway, so I had this record. I was a big fan in 2016. It came in at number 6 on my list. I know everyone is dying to know, what did I have to say on my list.
I want to hear.
All right. So this is what I wrote, Matt. By the way, this was in between A Tribe Called Quest, We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service, and September 5th by Division. Okay. Two records that I definitely have not listened to this Division record since then. Anyway, okay, this is what I had to say. I first heard of these guys while researching bands that are considered to be nu metal in 2016. They have cosigns from POD and Korn, but their sound is a mix of the hard charge of nu metal with the melodic lightness of pop punk. I know, I was skeptical too. This is Islander's second album, their first falling into that emo punk sound with little need for strong hooks. In between albums, the lead singer basically ditched the whole band and started again from scratch. They're now in that POD lane of being almost explicitly a religious band with songs like Beelzebub, but they mostly stick to kick riffs on Bad Guy and Better Day. Terrible haircuts, though. Okay, so that's a pretty non-committal, like, number 6 album of the year, and I basically am just like, here's a band bio, and then like, they got a couple good songs. Six.
Deftones, Life of Pablo.
Yeah. So who can say? I mean, here's the thing. I was definitely, neck deep researching this show at the time. So,
Yeah.
I'm also, listening to, Prime's. Here's the other thing. During the time that I'm listening to this album, I'm also listening to all the Prime stuff. Prime, Static X, Korn, Limp Bizkit, all of that stuff. So somehow this cut through in that weird way. I do want to mention, not only did I pick it up from the record store around the time of release, I picked it up from Dearborn Music. And I don't know how much I paid, but I know it wasn't too much. But I know it's so funny to think about. I remember I was walking around the store pushing Ronan in a stroller. And it is really funny to think about. That's how long I've had this record, because now that boy is 10 years old.
Yep.
So that is, the passage of time, Matt. The passage of time.
It's coming for us all.
That's right. On the Wikipedia, like I said, the whatever page that this album had is gone now, but the genre tags for the band itself are nu metal, alternative metal, post-hardcore, and hard rock.
I'll be the judge of that.
Matt will be the judge of that. I did want to mention, we kind of got sidetracked there talking about Rebecca Black, but they do thank some bands in their liner notes, which I thought you would appreciate. They do thank Avenged Sevenfold, Of Mice and Men, Lacey Sturm, Justin Bieber, Korn, POD, Papa Roach, Sleepwave, Zao, Swimmers, Nothing More, Seven Dust, Hell Yeah, Bad Brains, Suicide Silence, Atreyu, Love and Death, and then they start naming brands after that. Zildjian Cymbals, Guitar Hero. They also thank Taco Bell. They also thank William at Hot Topic, Vans, Converse. Yeah, they go through it all. So I also thank Walt Disney World. So give them some shine. They don't get thanked too often.
They never get thanked.
Yeah.
And just for Dan Terry, it's Zayo.
Is it Zayo?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Listen, it ain't Roach Koach if I'm not mispronouncing it, right?
Hey, we are no one's family.
We are no one's family.
We're barely family. We're barely family.
Matinees? Is that it?
Lauren Kozlowska?
Well, you know what it is that it's just vengeance for people seeing my name and going, "You sure about that?
You sure about that?
Kozlowski
or Kozlowski?
Oh man, if only.
If only.
Well, Matt,
dying to hear some tracks, bro.
Let's do it, buddy. First track, it's called Darknet.
Down.
Well, Matt, you had to turn it back up because you were like, "Wait, is this
motherfucker spitting?" I definitely had to turn it up because I did hear that motherfucker spitting. And I thought to myself, this really sounds like a guy who's trying to convince me that he's into cool shit. I was like, this is a song filled with, no, I like knives and black stuff and guts.
Well, the thing about it, Matt, is that this record, and I did some Googling, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I went to Johnny Resnick and the boys, and I did some Googling, and I found an interview that Mikey did with Music and Riots magazine.
Great rag. Great rag.
Great rag. Check him out. And he basically says that this record and Violence and Destruction, the previous record, are both concept albums. So
Okay.
he's saying that he is telling the story of character and characters throughout this album. So
Okay.
yes. So I'll just go here. It says the whole album is a storyline. It kind of follows their struggle with wanting to do whatever they want to do, like on the song Darkness. They're just kind of saying, I'm going to be who I want to be and I'm going to do what I want. But throughout the album, they find that might not be the best way to live their lives. Laughs. It's just a conceptual album with several different characters that I play throughout the album. So then the interviewer says, how is that process for you to write in the perspective of another person, a character? He says, it's difficult. And the reason it's so difficult is because a lot of people listen to music. I don't think they see it as an art as much as it is. I was scared that they were just going to listen to it and think that was me sharing my views and beliefs instead of me writing the story and playing the different parts. I was scared that they were going to think that I believe in darkness or I'm into darkness or whatever, like that song talks about. But actually, I'm playing a character, and that's the way I wrote it. It's hard to play a character in a song just out of fear that people are going to misunderstand you. And he says, I'll just keep reading. Some songwriters use characters to tell a story, but some of the content is biographical. Does that happen to you? Mikey says, not so much. This album, I definitely have the same views as where the character ends up on the album because that's kind of the message of the album. But as far as on this album, I just try to stick to the story instead of letting myself deep in there too much. And yeah, so basically with this song, Matt, what you have is we have a character who is trying to show how hard they are. You are correct. They are trying to show how hard they are. But we can tell,
obviously,
that it's not, that it's a posture, that it's a pose.
Look, I'm going to say this out loud.
Uh-huh.
I am not cool. But even I know you don't say, I like the deepest sex. Oh, man. That was the line that really made me go, this guy's never seen sex in his life.
Honestly, the thing I remember about this album was that when I first heard this song, I remember thinking, well, I like the riff on it. I like the drop. And I like the propulsion and the energy. It's got a bounce to it. The thing that is funny is that when you get into these lyrics and you do think about it, you're like, oh no, this is not. If this guy was saying this sincerely, then this is an immediate eject, throw it out the window situation.
Burn it with fire.
Yeah. So knowing that it's a character helps a lot.
It definitely softens the blow.
Yeah.
Because if it was said in earnest, I would be like,
yeah.
6?
But then it also is a question of like, oh, we are in for a little bit of like a lesson here. You know, if we're going to lead with this and we're going to have these kind of lyrics, it also is one of those things where it's like, you know, when you see like an R-rated action movie that's made by people that are like, R-rated action is sick as fuck, versus you see an R-rated action movie that is upset that there's any violence to begin with. You know what I mean? That sort of separation. Because and especially on this listen, doing this research, I'm like, okay, we're getting a little youth pastor. I'm going to spin this chair around. I'm going to talk to you guys.
Hey, fellow kids.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Pretty dark world out there.
Mm-hmm.
The deepest sex. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely right.
That's when you're nuts up in a sea hunt. You know what I mean? This guy knows. Yeah, and it smells like a hatchery, and you're what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Exactly.
Anyway, that's when you need Jesus the most. Wait a minute. No, get Jesus out of your weird story.
I mean, what I'll say is that I feel like it rocks more than it needs to get the point across.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think it gets it done. Do not begrudge anybody if they think it is a little corny. That may be the point.
It is a little corny, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, SonicHits.com, because there was no song meanings comments for any of these songs. What I can tell you from Sonic Hits, which we know it's pulling from youtube.com. I'm aware. Is that everybody thinks this band is super underrated, and everybody just saw them last night and they were great. I can't.
That's weird. I just saw them last night.
It's crazy. Everyone's like, I saw them last night. They did the song. It was nuts. Yeah. So everybody saw them last night. They're super underrated. Thank you, everybody. I did write down some comments. Hive Des said, I don't understand how these guys aren't more popular. They're like science era Incubus / Glassjaw / Deftones / POD / Blindside got thrown in a blender and made something amazing. I'm going to say right now, if you've got that many ingredients in a blender, it don't taste like nothing. Okay?
Right.
There's too much in there.
Yeah. What flavor am I supposed to be tasting?
Exactly, right? Jacob Turner 8122 said, I like them, but I think they sound too similar to other bands and it works against them. Not so much this, but the last album was very much a Deftones tribute. Okay. Linda Fow for Music said, fantastic video for a powerful song and an amazing album. Power Under Control rocks. You guys are going to be big. You guys are going big. Keep playing the smaller venues, though. Lady, which is it?
Which is it?
You cannot get bigger and keep playing smaller venues. It's counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense. It's a fire code issue, okay? Supply and demand. Richard Fournier 3391 said, if Rage, POD, and Limp Bizkit had a baby, ... I like it. I'm going to say no. I don't think so. I don't think that's what would happen if they had a baby. For one, there's not a single F-bomb to be heard anywhere.
That's correct. But there is a reference to the deepest sex.
There is. Mental Telepathy 24 said, holy fuck nuggets. That was some good ass music. That's a guy who definitely is interested in what the deepest sex. Okay.
Tell me more about this. Also, what's jelking? Anyway.
Yeah. Melvin Lewis Wells Jr. 2619 said, awesome. Sad that so many souls are lost in darkness and need Jesus, but will never reach out to him. Halo emoji, hard eyes emoji, cool sunglasses emoji, skull and crossbones emoji.
Yeah. From the earth to the grave.
That's right, baby. Yes, as they mentioned, there's a music video for this song. It is the band performing with a purple filter. Lots of flailing and posing, but most of the shots are out of focus. So you can't really see anybody. Lots of cuts to old movie footage that mirror the lyrics. This was just okay. I feel like it could have benefited from some more in focus shots of the band. I don't understand why everybody was not clearly seen. Don't know why that decision was made. I was reminded of all of those. What was that Australian band we liked a lot? I know it's not Fleshwater. Black.
Yes.
This is terrible.
I'll get it.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yes,
They had great videos. Everybody was in focus. We could see all the jerseys. It would look great. And yeah, they just need listen, I don't know all the film terms, but like focus puller, is that a thing? Maybe
that is absolutely a thing.
Maybe that's what they needed. Could have used a little bit more in focus, but the purple filter, I mean, a nice tie-in to the album art.
I was just thinking of Super Heist, and it wasn't Super Heist.
Yeah, Black Coast.
Oh, the new the new ones.
Yeah. All right. Well, Matt, let's go to track 2. It's called Bad Guy.
Are you ready to have the deepest sex you've ever had? That's a tidy little rocker.
It's a tidy little rocker. It's getting it done. And once again, when I sat down to do my notes for this album and really looked at these lyrics, which I realized I was not really paying attention to unless they were super obvious, which we will get to down the line. Yeah, this is so clearly a like, hey kids, let's talk about how things can go awry. Because the bad guy of this scenario, of this song, is basically like a lecturing authority figure. And they're basically saying, I don't, there's something I don't want to say, but I'm going to say it. I'm seeing the way you're living. I'm seeing the opportunities you're given. You're squandering it. I don't want to be the bad guy. Also, I want to know that you're okay. I want to know that you're all right. These are things that like your parents say to you, after they, you get like a bad grade or they find some contraband in your room or something, but they don't want to yell, they want to They
Yeah.
want to be on the level with you. They don't want to lose you, But also, this is an interesting angle to take for a young band appealing to a young audience. But maybe Dan Terry's going to come in and be like, listen, there are 1 million albums that take this same exact slant from a religious angle. I think what helps it here, what helped it for me for a long time listening to this album, was that it's punchy.
Yeah, it's the songcraft is good.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, like when in the music video, which we'll get to. I mean, before I even saw the music video, I was like, put this on a Tony Hawk. Put this for the skates, so the skaters, man, on the half pipe, full pipe. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Get a pipe.
get a pipe. Get your decks. Get your wheels. Get in there. All right, Matt, how'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, no, I liked it. To your point, like if you're not paying attention to it, it's just a sturdy rocker. If you kind of dig into it, then it's just like, oh, it's a tale of caution, a tale of warning. But I think that's a good thing. Like if you're trying to have a message and it's not so overt, that's probably a better thing than just like John 3:16.
Right, yeah. The other angle is to be very aggressive, way
right,
too
yeah.
yeah.
Then it's just like, okay, then we're just making church music.
Exactly. Yeah, the music video for this song is the band performing in a small bedroom belonging to a teen, presumably. We see a dreadlocked teen shown walking by some very old grandparents and having his skateboard break at the skate park. And then he is visited by a weird entity that looks sort of like a cloud thing, and it gives him a new skateboard, and he's able to do tricks. The band also performs at the skate park. I found this video did not do this song any favors. For one, when the weird, smoky, marshmallowy entity showed up with the magical skateboard, I was like, what are we doing here? What's happening here? I don't understand. I think this would have been just fine with the band just performing in a skate park and people doing tricks. I think that would have been fine. Also, it's one of those things, and I know Mikey's gone on the record of in the past talking about how like the Coconut Dracula video didn't turn out how they wanted it to turn out. I mean, I don't know. The people that are...
No, that's perfect.
Okay, Matt says it's perfect. Matt says it's perfect. Yeah, but when I look at, like, yeah, there's this kid walking by these very old people that I guess he's supposed to be being raised by his grandparents, but they're also neglectful and they don't care. And part of me wonders, once again, if they did a casting call and they didn't get anybody younger, and they were like, we have these 2 old people, and they were like, fine, they'll do it, as long as there's some sort of authority figure that's ignoring him. But yeah, once again, I don't know. I think I would have been okay if they'd just been rocking out in the bedroom and rocking out at the skate park. But the weird entity thing made it kind of corny, and yeah, I don't know. It felt like it wasn't quite there. Wasn't quite there for me. But I do like the song. It's a bop. It's rocking. He got some gang vocal woos. He does this little Mikey does this little yip sound a lot to get people excited. Yeah, so yeah, this is a fun one. If I went to see Islander live, I'd be like, hope they do bad guy. Hope they do bad guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, up next we've got
the song that I would be in the audience being like, oh, I hope they play Green Slime Man.
Here we go.
Short
one, a punky rocker. There's no lyrics for it in the liner notes. Someone on genius.com attempted to transcribe it. They put a lot of question marks in there, so they weren't even sure. I definitely hear him say Green Slime Man, and they don't even have that listed here. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on in this one either. I know in my listens, I'm just like, okay, the guy says he likes fast punk songs, and then he actually put one on the album, because Lord knows you hear from people sometimes and they say, listen, my first love, punk rock. And then you listen to the record and you're like, there ain't a punk song to be found here.
By who?
Yeah. It's like listening to, whenever you listen to like a later Offspring record, it's like, you guys like punk? Because I don't know what the fuck this is. I also don't recommend listening to any later Offspring records. Do not do that to yourself.
Oh, that's a shame.
Listen, I don't know what happened to those guys. So we got a little punk rocker here.
It's
Keeping
pretty
the,
fun.
keeping the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going, Matt, with
I
Better
feel
Day.
that. Better Day. You know, sometimes this world's tough. Things don't go your way. That's when you gotta get your guitar and start riffing.
Yeah.
I once saw a man stab a guy. Anyway.
Whoa. Stab. Matt, I thought we were doing nice things from the past. I thought you were going to mention like watching Family Guy on a Sunday. I thought that's where you were going with
Remember
this.
when Family Guy wasn't canceled the first time?
I do remember that. I remember when Family Guy was a Please Save This show. It's
Yes.
wild to consider. People don't remember. Young people don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
And now it's like season 87,000 of Family Guy.
Let me think. The last thing I even want to think about is Family Guy or any of its various offshoots. Okay. I talked to somebody once and they said, it's a pretty good show, American Dad. And I was like, really? And then I pushed them into a lake.
It was my son.
It was my son. I was like, sorry, into the lake you go. Bye-bye.
Hey, I gotta clean your ears out.
I gotta figure something out with you. And I think the lake's going to clean you right up.
Bathe you in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
That's right. Or St. Clair, whatever's closest. This song has pop punk vibes with some new metal guitars and some straight up POD vocals.
Yes.
If you play this for me and I didn't know who Islander was, I would guess this was POD. This is a straight out of the POD thing. Also, talking about the better days, POD love to think about the better days. POD love to think about to reflect back. So this is a straight up POD lift, which I have no problem with.
If you're telling me that this song isn't on your cookout playlist, I don't know what to tell you.
I think POD have this on their cookout playlist, 100%.
I know that they have a barbecue out right now, and this song is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny and the boys, just like Bergs, dogs,
ribs. I'm not a big ribs guy, but recently I got Chicken Shack with my parents, and my dad loves ribs, and so he got some ribs from Chicken Shack. And I got to tell you, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. He's eating these ribs. I somehow got the worst chicken batch somehow. And
I hate when that happens. Chicken Shack will do that to you too.
It will.
Chicken Shack is Michigan only? Michigan mostly?
Michigan mostly. And we don't have any near me. And that night
fried chicken joint. But they do have a more verbose menu. They also make the ribs and other such barbecue assortment. Words good, but see you later. I'm gonna fucking.
But they have a
Glad
lot.
I talk on a podcast,
Matt. They got a lot of good stuff, is what you're trying to say.
That's all I'm trying to say.
And my dad got the ribs, and I saw those ribs, and I was like, I should have gotten ribs. Those ribs looked amazing. And that POD is going to have some ribs along with the burgers and the brats and the chicken, and they're going to be playing this song, which is perfect. All of the comments in sonichits.com are that this song gives them hope and makes them think back to their own better days, which sounds to me like mission accomplished.
You did it.
We both feel good about this song. Now, music video. I'm just gonna say it, guys. I don't think if I'm gonna if I get a time machine and I go back in time, there are probably some other things I'm gonna take care of first. But then I'm definitely gonna stop by Mikey and the boys, and I'm gonna say, let's talk about these music videos for a second, okay? Because I don't know what we're doing here. So the music video for Better Day. Band is performing in a wrestling ring. Mikey has a leopard print sleeved shirt. I cannot, honestly.
Why?
I don't know. Matt, if you want to pull up the video while I'm talking about this, you can see this shirt. This shirt arrives very early in the video, and I can't stop thinking about it because I cannot fathom why it got to me. I see it, and I'm like, even in 2016, what are we doing here? I don't know. I feel like there's a sense where someone said you can't just flannel it again. You've got to hit a different style. You've got to look different. You've got to shock them a little bit. And I'm shocked for sure by how bad this shirt looks. It's a top tier bad shirt. It's a real bad shirt. And Matt's looking it up right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
right?
Why would you do a leopard print sleeve with a black?
It's
Wow.
it's an inexplicable shirt. I can't get past it. Now, getting past it, their performance is intercut with a guy going into a wrestling gym where he has a bad interaction with another guy that they bump into each other. And then they have a wrestling match, except in this scenario, they're wrestling like you would see on WWF, but it appears that it's real.
Yes.
Yeah, which is unusual. This is cross-cut with a woman who is a waitress who dreams of just doing ballet instead. She is working at, no exaggeration, the worst restaurant in the world. Everyone in it, staff, patrons, scum, bottom, like disgusting, awful.
I just
people.
watched a fucking crone throw some salad at this waitress.
It's insane. She is harassed by everyone. Everyone's mean to her. Everyone's terrible to her. It looks like they're not only rude, they're all giving her like coin tips and they're like clearly sexually harassing her. And then the boss is being mean to her too. And all she wants to do is ballet. Okay. All right. So then at the end of the video, she quits. She appears to also be the only waitress there.
Correct.
Which is, yeah. Also, she keeps getting yelled at
But
for
the
food.
boss keeps laughing at her like, yeah, we served the fucking the worst food.
Well, there's a shot where the cooks are also laughing. Like they set her up. Like they gave her bad food to then serve because they knew that the person would yell at her.
Oh, yeah, we served you turd burgers.
Yeah. Very strange situation. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody is selling it, okay? These are all actors who showed up and did a job, okay?
100%.
None of these are phoned in, okay? Honestly, these are high def performances because everybody is way too, like, honestly, everybody seems way too mean and she seems way too sad. And yeah, so at the end, she takes off her apron, she throws it at her boss, and then she takes a coffee and she dumps it on the head of one of the rude patrons. But from what I can tell, it's not hot coffee; it's cold coffee. So that's at least saves her, I think, from getting sued. And then she goes and does some ballet and feels better about herself. The guy,
the wrestling guy kicks the ever living shit out of the.
Well, he beats up the other guy in the wrestling match, and then the other guy shakes his hand like good wrestling match.
As you do.
As you do, as one does. Everyone, listen, everyone knows after Stone Cold boot stomps your ass, then you get up and you shake his hand and you say, "Thank you, Mr. Stone Cold.
Great wrestling.
Great wrestling match.
Thank you for that tombstone pile driver, Undertaker.
Thank you." Yokozuna, when you sat your 500 pounds on me, bravo, sir. May I shake your hand?
I shake your hand.
So, and then, by the way, all this intercut with Mikey in this terrible shirt, performing in a wrestling ring as well. At the end, all the fans of Islander get into the ring to rock with them as well. I did not like this video. I felt it pretty ill-conceived across the board, the shirt being the worst part. But good song. Good song. Listen, if you're having a cookout, all right, this is what you need. Put it on your cookout mix, all right? Get it ready. Matt, how about the next song? It's called All We Need. When you got these bouncy riffs, Matt, and you're telling me that you run this block or your character does, I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm on the ride. I'm on punch the ticket, as you like to say, Matt. I'm on board. I got to tell you, I did give this a couple different listens. This got a car listen. It's also got a dinner listen. Let me tell you, when these riffs are coming out of that stereo during a dinner, baby, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. I was frequently impressed listening to this album that I was just like, they got hooks. They know how to do these hooky riffs that just immediately get in and just, I'm like, yeah, I want to hear it. I love it. I want to bounce. I want to hear it at a cookout. I want to hear it. It's just enjoyable in that way. Knowing that this is a concept album, when I went through, it does change the angles here. If this is a song about how all we need is music, or is this another POV of a character who is like incredibly idealistic? Is this once again a character who's like, listen, you can't tell me what to do. You're not a king. Can't give me your decrees, but also I run this block. All I need is to run this block. All I need is punk rock. That's all I need. There's nothing else. I'll be young forever. Forever. Knowing that, it does change the angle of what the song is a little bit, but I enjoy it. Matt?
I mean, it's a fun little bop. I mean, I'm kind of having a problem with the grittiness of it. Like, I feel like they are like, hey, this is a concept album, but it's like, and this is kind of like these songs are supposed to be dark or foreboding or like, I don't know, something, and it's kind of just, they're just kind of sweet boys. I don't, like that they're playing a character sometimes. It's like, okay, but it's just like, I don't know. I do like the song. I think it's catchy. It doesn't have not a lot of grit, I guess is what I'm kind of getting.
Well, I mean, when I think of them as a descendant of POD, then it makes a lot more sense because POD is not a gritty band either.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the one thing about it though is that in their prime moments, Marco's guitar makes you think they're grittier than they are. And also, I think when you see them and how they present, Sonny can cast an imposing shadow in a way. You know what I mean?
Right.
He can seem even though when you listen to it, it's like, I feel so alive. I mean, that's not beat down music or what have you,
Right.
But I know what you mean. Like his vocal delivery versus what the guitars are bringing can feel at odds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just feel like, well, why didn't we just make the more upbeat song and just be okay making the upbeat song? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did we need it to be concept, I guess.
Sometimes people they get grabbed by the concept,
I also, just remembering our good friend Dan Terry,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can't cover darker subjects and things like that. You
Right.
have to put on the mask.
It's true. That's true. Listen, sometimes it's like, what does it take to deliver the music, And
Yeah.
here it is. For some people, yeah, this might be some young
This is
Christian fellows
dark stuff.
heaviest record he's ever had. Heaviest record. But if that's going to get
I
him,
mean, it starts with a song called Darkness, Lorin.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes you got to smuggle that stuff in, and that's fine. The song does end with a reggae version of the song. Like they sort of,
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to mention, that there does seem to be like that kind of POD ska under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one comment here from Mystic Guitar 77 said, all I hear is Sublime during the ending of this song, which is not a bad thing at all. Love the diversity of influences on this album. Nice progression from the first. You've got a little ska, reggae, punk rock, hardcore, nu metal, and alt metal all mixed into one. Good stuff. I will say that in comparison to the first record, this album has way more dynamics. It's a better sounding record. It just sounds more interesting. I don't think the songs all sound the same. Yeah, so it definitely feels like a level up for them for sure. All right, Matt. This next song is called Devil Red. Oh, Matt, you got to get to the chorus, buddy.
Oh no, do I?
You do.
Oh no.
Now we're in it, baby. Now we're in it. Devil Red. Plus the opening of the song, which I did not even catch. This is another one. I've had this album almost 10 years, and I didn't even catch that the start of this song is basically like some sort of house party,
Right. Yeah.
where you know what? You could just be having fun, or things could get a little twisted,
A
get a
little
little
twisted, a
out
little
of hand.
crazy.
Yeah, we've all seen Project X. Oh boy, somebody attached that balloon to a dog. Yeah, so these things could get out of hand. So I hear this and I listen to these lyrics and I'm like, okay, yeah, get to the boards. This is 100%. Now we're in this sort of like, don't be tempted. Like the there is no subtext. It's text. Don't be tempted.
Right.
Yeah, I do truly love that propulsive nature of the chorus of the beginning, that whatever that tuning is. I don't want to call it the metal, it's not metalcore tuning, but it's that tuning that a lot of people were doing at the time, but it was like they have it sped up. They're like, I love it. I think it sounds great. Lyrically, whatever. I'm pretty secure in where I'm at this point. But yeah, Matt, how'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, it kind of stinks. I'm not into it.
Mm.
And well, it's funny because like I just don't feel like I felt like the last record was a lot more rockin'. Like it felt like a little bit more aggressive, felt like the songcraft was a little bit more straight ahead, whereas it feels like they're trying to do clever things inside of this. Also, I didn't realize how much his voice sounds like the lead singer to The Faint, which has been throwing me off throughout the evening here. I'm just I don't know, I'm kind of Yep.
That's fair, Matt. That's fair. I like the guitars in this one a lot. I wrote in my notes that I think the song is about the devil. I think once again, this could go well with the skate video once again. I think this would work. Half pipe, full pipe, whatever pipe you got. This will work.
Yep.
All right. Up next, we have an interlude, a boat going by, and then that will go into Beelzebub.
That's the one that they love.
Yeah. So this one was, I will say, always pretty much a skip for me when I would listen to this album. It's super long. It's kind of a dirge, and it does have a rock out part at like 3:35. But yeah, now I went back to that interview, and he asked him, he says, can we talk about the lyrics of Beelzebub? And he says, yeah, absolutely. That same character that we were just discussing in Beelzebub, that character starts realizing that the world we live in is ran by evil, and they've been made them a fool this whole time. They start noticing and saying, I see what's going on. I see behind this false portrayal what's been going on in the world. And they're just saying it out loud. And then the interviewer says, on that song, there's a line that goes, they want to take my guns away and take me to a place where I can feel safe, but they worship Beelzebub. Who is that character specifically speaking about here? And he says it was kind of talking about the powers that be, whether they be government or whatever, saying like, these people say they want to take guns away and they want to do all these things to make the world a better place, but they worship Satan. So what are they talking about? Laughs. And then the interviewer says, so the character is talking about gun control. And Mikey says, the character is talking about gun control at that moment, but they're using it to say, you guys say that you want to take this world, you want to make it a better place where people aren't dying, and yet you worship and follow the rules of evil. End quote. It's saying basically that you don't really want me to feel safe. Laughs. Just showing that there's a double standard. This was what's interesting is that I always had thought about that line, but I hadn't assumed that is what it actually meant, and it turns out that is exactly what I thought it had meant, which is that, I mean, I guess he is very much anti-gun control in this situation, but also feels that anyone who is pro-gun control in this scenario actually does not have his best interest in heart and actually worships Satan. I mean, that's what he's basically saying. Am I wrong, Matt?
Dude, please.
All right. Fair enough. This one's usually a skip for me. Let's go.
I truly would have skipped it immediately.
You know what, Matt? We don't have anything else to say about this one. Let's dive into the next one. It's called Think It Over, featuring HR from Bad Brains.
All right. There he is. Fight like a brave.
Matt, listen, we're back. We're back in the inspirational vibes here. All right. And what they're just saying is that there's a lot of they're seeing a lot of potential in front of them right here. And you just need to take advantage of that potential. Get out there. maybe bust a groove, maybe lose a tooth. But at the very least, could you think it over?
Do your thing.
Do your thing, but think it over. This song was like, what if your high school guidance counselor liked to rock?
Hey, once again, I'm just going to spin this chair around and
Mhm.
sit cool with you for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's just rap about the world that's going on here.
Yeah, man, right? Yeah.
Not in that hip hop sense, but in that talking sense.
Mhm.
And let me talk some sense to you. 6'7". Here we go.
Matt, how'd you feel about this one?
You know, my ticket didn't get punched on this record so far. I thought I was close, like I'm handing the ticket to somebody, and then they were just like, "Yeah, that is the ticket." But are we gonna punch it? I don't know, because they keep doing stuff I don't like.
What didn't you like on this one?
I didn't like the group chorus. I didn't like kind of like, "Hey, you're that guy in the background? That's HR for Bad Brains."
He does get, I mean, they do bring him in a little later. He's more to do on like the chorus. He's like doing support work. He's not completely buried on the track, I would say. Now, I was linked to what it was said was a music video, but it's actually a very elaborate lyric video.
Okay.
With a variety of clips of the band making the album, touring the album, backstage antics. I would say that honestly, it was the most entertaining video of all the videos that I saw for this album, just by the nature of them, just sort of, like making the record, touring the album, going out there, being normal people. I appreciated that. Once again, this is one, I mean, after the last track, give me that up. Let's get it up. Let's get going. Let's get rocking. We got the momentum. We got to get it back up. Now, that being said, the next song is a ballad. It's called Last Forever.
Oh boy. All right.
So listen, Pelly of the Hives once said, when you make a record, you get 5 rockers at the front half, 5 rockers in the middle and the back half, and you get 1 slow song in the middle so you can dance with a girl. Okay? So you could say that they're applying that logic here too. Now, I will say it is saying something, though, that they realized that they couldn't just start this song and it had to be faded in as if it was an interlude. Because you think it's an interlude and then you realize, oh, no, it's a whole fucking song. This is like 2.5 minutes long. 3 minutes
sure
long.
is.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very weird in that way. I don't mind it, but I feel like now is not the time. Now is not the time to slow it down. Like, you just slowed it down with your 5.5 minute.
And instead of kind of having that like slow dancing with your girl, which it has a little bit, it has much more of like the ugly lights have come on and we're like trying to clear the club out.
It is, yeah. Well, also the other thing you have to realize, well, we all realize, is that it's probably not, he's not talking about a girl. He's talking about
guns.
No, he's talking about our Lord Jesus Christ. So yeah, so that's what you have there. Now we are going to get back to rockin' though. And
but before we do that,
I
have to ask how respectful of our time this album is.
Oh man, that's a great cue. This album is, I just had it in front of me. Here it is. It's 42 minutes long.
It's a whisper of an album.
Yeah, it moves. It moves. It moves. The way it moves, interesting ways, but it's moving.
I like the way it moves? We're going to find out.
We'll find out. All right, Matt, it's Casket. Listen, Matt, as we all know, listen, you can die, but if you've given yourself over, you don't truly die. So they can put you in a casket, they can throw you in the lake, they can throw you in a hole, doesn't matter. You'll still go to heaven. You'll still go somewhere else. I believe that is what is going on here. I believe that's what the intention is here of this song. I will say that it is hooky. It's a little bit aggressive. A little bit more aggressive. This has some more interesting screams on it. I was glad that the tempo was up again. How'd you feel about this one, Matt?
I'm kind of out, dude. It's not really doing much for me. I hear the beginning and I'm like, all right. All right. Okay, this could be it. This could be the one that gets me back in. And then they kind of do like I'm surprised that I don't think you're like super into it, but like this feels so performative and musical theatery that I'm just surprised that you're like, "Oh, I enjoyed most of this." And I'm like,
I
"Did
think
you?"
you know, I think I'm kind of bought in on this band as a whole, and I've listened to like the whole discography a few times that I kind of like a lot of the stuff that I 100% hear what you're saying, Matt. I
Mhm.
kind of just like I'm fine with it. I don't mind it here. And, like in other places, I would be
It's a
like, "Get
feature,
me."
not a bug.
It's a feature, not a bug. I mean, with this one, honestly, I thought this song reminded me a little bit more of like Latter Day Papa Roach. That was kind of what I got out of
Okay.
this. And so, but once again, I didn't mind it because I feel like, once again, I feel like the choruses are strong. I feel like I still like the riffs. I still like the production. So, in that way, it kind of works for me. I mean, I will say, once again, doing the deep dive on the lyrics and everything and the concept album of it all, it does make me like it less. I will be
Mhm.
honest, but I don't dislike it, and I still had a nice time with my listens. You know,
Yeah.
I would say that this is an album that maybe for me, giving it the forensic deep dive has not done it favors for me.
Yeah.
But I don't. So far, I'm not completely out. I still had like a nice time. Yeah,
That's good. I mean, you had to listen to it way more than I did.
this is
I
true.
get to I get to judge it harshly on half listens.
Absolutely, which is what the only thing we'd want for you, Matt. Okay.
That's the Roach Coach way.
That's right. Now, there was a music video for this song. Now, from what I can tell, is that this song coincided with all those guys leaving the band again. So the music video is Mikey driving a van out to a field, I guess, and
To a lake.
well, sort of like, yeah, and dragging the bodies of the other band members to bury them in like a random field. There's no caskets in this video.
Missed opportunity.
Huge missed opportunity, but then again, I thought about it. I was like, you know what's expensive?
Caskets.
Caskets. Super
Yeah.
expensive. So if you're trying to save money and you've already rented a van and you've already rented a shovel and you've already rented a cloak to put on a lady to represent death, you're not looking to spend any money on a casket, which, if you get it dirty or you get it wreck it. Also, caskets are heavy as hell. And I feel like they're
Okay.
probably working on a skeleton crew here. So I get it. But yeah, this is basically him burying them. There, yeah, it said there's a cloaked woman throughout the video hanging out. At the end, she runs her hands around Mikey's head and he gets his all black eyes, like the front of that one Motionless in White album cover.
Oh yeah.
I did not like this video because most of it is him carrying people around. And I feel like this is something that a lot of music videos have done where people carry a body to bury it somewhere. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there's only one good music video that's done this. It's Tom Petty, Mary Jane's Last Dance. Okay? That's the only good video where they drag a body around. Okay? Because he doesn't, drag her around initially. He's like, dancing with her, and having a nice time with Kim Basinger. Great. And wonderful twist at the end. She's alive. And
She's alive.
yeah. And so yeah, so watching this, I was reminded, I saw a video by the band Volumes a few years ago in which
Yep.
they are dragging garbage bags full of people around somewhere.
Yuck.
Awful video to watch. I don't want to watch anyone drag anyone around unless it is rock legend Tom Petty carrying around Kim Basinger. Otherwise, keep that shit away. We don't want to see it. I don't want to see anybody getting carried
Keep it
anywhere.
to yourself.
Absolutely. Keep it to yourself. I definitely don't put it in music videos. If I see Rivers Cuomo carrying a dead body in the next Weezer music video, I'm gonna file a case. I'm gonna call a lawyer up and say, can we litigate? Can we do something about this? They'll tell me no, but I might make the call. All right. First call's free. Okay. That's true. All right, Matt. We're on the last song of the album.
All right.
It's called Wait For It.
It's from Hamilton.
Matt, we're closing the album on a high. we are closing where we are basically saying to wait for the return of Christ to the planet Earth. He's coming. And yeah, I mean, once again, if you deep dive the lyrics and you're not feeling that religious vibe, it's probably going to be an out. But if you're just looking for like the rocking guitars and the ups and the hooks, they got the hooks. These boys got hooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then it'll take you right out. Take you right out on your way. Because I think this is a very fine closer. Matt.
It. I mean, I feel like I've already showed my hand way too much. Wait, it's fine. I don't know. It's not doing much for me. I'm not overly moved. I did put my hand in the air for that huge praise and chorus. That it's about Christ. It doesn't enhance or enhance my experience. That is not usually something that impacts me too much. I like his voice on this one. I like the triumphant lift, kind of praise and worshipy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not. My ticket's just not punched, and it's the last track, and I'm like, I'm ready for bed. I'm done. Dunzo with this record.
Dunzo. He's dunzo with this record. Well, that is the album. That is Power Under Control by Islander. And now it's the part of the show where we talk about
Canon Talk.
Talking about the Canon. Matt, I'm going to start.
Yeah.
On Revisit, this album has weird momentum problems that I did not remember. My memory of this was that there was one song I skipped in the middle, and otherwise I was just rocking all the way through it. And on my car listen, and then when I did my notes, I was like, oh, this is a stop-start record. This is a very stop-start record. It is also, most importantly, way, way, way more Christian rock than I ever realized. And also the nu metal influence, overstated. But it has some bops. It's got some cookout classics. It has some of the worst music videos I've ever watched for this show, but that's okay. That's okay. Listen, I've watched a lot of bad music videos for this show. And yeah, overall though, I mean, nice. Honestly, I think they've gotten better as a band. I think the record after this one has I think rocks harder, and I like it. I like it quite a bit as well. Yeah, I think just maybe them getting away from the concept album of it all, maybe that might be the move. So yeah, overall, yeah, I don't have anything for the Canon. I had a nice time listening to this, but I definitely did look at my list and went, number 6 album of the year. Okay,
Yeah,
past.
You were on one.
I was. Listen, let's be honest. I was on one then. I'm on one now. All right.
I love it.
Matt, how'd you feel?
Yeah, I would say that the album's a miss for me, and the reason is because it doesn't go hard enough, and it doesn't retain my interest enough to make me want to keep listening to it. I feel like there's songs and moments in the album where I was like, oh, I like that. And then a few moments later, I'd be like, yeah, I'm out. I didn't buy into the concept record of it, but I am ready to have some of that the fucking deepest sex. Like that real deep sex.
Matt, when it's pitched that way, when you like the deepest sex, it's like,
you're a madman,
a wild man,
fucking craziest.
Listen, when you're at the club, if you're somebody who's single and listening to this, you want to know what
single ready to mingle.
Yeah, when you're at the club, because that's how people meet, you definitely say like, listen, I'm into one type of sex, and it's deep.
Okay, you got the dick to back that up? No. Oh, God, no.
No, absolutely not. I don't even know what that means.
I mean, deep for me. I'm all in. You?
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
You might take care of yourself.
You're a real coconut Dracula in this situation.
If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying.
I think that's the other thing. There's nothing to overshadow coconut Dracula in this. And I felt at times that I love the faint, but I didn't like the vocals at some point that were faint adjacent.
Mhm.
At times it gave me weird Panic at the Disco vibes. I
Oh.
was just like, it's a little, again, which was why I was very surprised that you were kind of like, I'm in. They punched my ticket. I'm charmed by this band. Trust me, as someone who gets charmed by bands that other people can't connect with. So nothing for the Canon. No besmirching Islander, but I think Violence and Destruction is probably my only Islander record.
There we go. And that does bring us to the end of another episode of Roach Koach. Thank you so much for listening. The journey, the march to 500 continues. 500 episodes.
The slog to 5,000?
It's
the 5,000?
The 5,000. Whoa, slow down, man.
The slog to 5,000.
It is a slog to 5,000, but it is a steady march to 500. Yeah. Which is coming very soon. We've already got it planned out. It's going to be fantastic, but so much to come in that way and so much to be excited for in 2026 for the coach. So keep on saying hello to us online, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all of those. Send us an email, roachkoachpodcast@gmail.com. You can, of course, slide into our DMs. And, of course, you can also head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/roachkoachpodcast. Become a patron. We are hip deep in the crack.
To the crack.
The butt rock bracket. Let me tell you, Matt is listening to the entire songs there.
That's right.
As am I, as we work to determine the most butt rock song of all time. We're enjoying ourselves. We're testing ourselves. We're going through it, and we'd love to go through it with you. So head on over to the Patreon. Check it out. And until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lorin, thank you.
Dracula,
thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.